As many of you seen, this was really significant damage, more significant than even the Pine Island Bridge. We had an ambitious agenda and an ambitious roadmap to get this done by the end of October, but I'm happy today by opening it today. We're way ahead of schedule, and even when we got ahead of schedule initially saying October 21st, we've been able to beat that as well. So delivering results, and we had over 100 crews working round the clock, 36,000 work hours to make repairs. And as you see, there's multiple points across this causeway, and you're talking about bridge approaches, roadway restoration. You have to do analysis to make sure the bridge is stable. We had 70 pieces of heavy equipment operating daily, 4 barges, 7 cranes, 2 dredges, 5 boats, heavy-duty dump trucks, dive teams with underwater survey equipment. They used 8,200 loads of dirt, filled dirt, 2,400 loads of rock, and 4,000 tons of asphalt. So these repairs, while temporary, are really going to help get the residents of this island back on track. They're going to be able to go and be at their property, going to be able to help with the restoration efforts. Of course, we did a one-time massive convoy last week to be able to get the power trucks out there, and it was something that's been good. I'll tell you, being out on that island yesterday when we did the checks for the firefighters, there's been huge progress made, particularly with the power infrastructure. You know, there's more that needs to be done, but man, some of that stuff was really, really bad. And if we had not done that one-time convoy, we wouldn't have made even a fraction of the progress. Now that you have this, it's going to be easier to get more people on there. So we are going to continue to work with the county on plans for permanent repairs to the causeway. How it's operated is this is not something the state is controlling, so you talk to your local folks about that, but we're happy to be able to take the lead on the restoration. And so we appreciate Secretary Jared Perdue for being down here, really ensuring that we cut through red tape and that we understood that time is of the essence. When you have real significant damage like that, you can't let it toil for months without attention. We needed to get people back as soon as possible, and so that's what we've been able to do. And this is really the second big success after the restoration of the Pine Island Bridge. That was something people thought wasn't going to be able to fix for a long time. Some of the residents there reached out to me, asked if we could help at the state, and I said, yeah, we want to be helpful. What are our options? FDOT came in, looked. We said we thought we'd be able to do it in a week, and I think we finished it in 3 days. And people have been, now Pine Island, they have restoration of the services because you've gotten massive trucks. Publix was going in, opening. And so, you know, they suffered significant damage, but this is huge for them to be able to bounce back. So we were happy to be able to do that. And what happened was, after the bridge got restored, we had Duke Energy, who sent a lot of trucks down here to help assist with LCEC with the restoration. So there was significant damage, there were poles snapped, there were power lines down. They initially thought that it would probably take until October 25th, but it was actually completed 9 days before that on Sunday. And so that was a real rapid restoration, but that would not have been possible without the temporary repairs to the Pine Island Bridge. And so it's really instrumental in breathing life back into the Pine Island community. And you had Duke Energy at 641 Pine Island personnel. They replaced 645 poles, straightened 365 other poles, installed 284 transformers and 328 cross arms, and picked up 1,655 spans of wire from the ground to do this full restoration. And so we're really excited that that's been done. Now they're still working, of course. Repairs on Sanibel are ongoing. We had barges going to the island. We did helicopter people in. Of course, doing the convoy over the causeway was huge. These trucks, you got a lot of trucks, you got a lot of people working there. You have 600 restoration crew members from both LCEC and FPL, as well as some others, and they are laying the groundwork to full restoration of Sanibel. But that requires repairing transmission lines, rebuilding the island substation, removing vegetation, and setting poles. restoration is ongoing. Obviously, we want it to be as quick as possible, but there was significant damage, and I would say probably more damage to the power infrastructure on Captiva Sanibel than on Pine Island and even on Fort Myers Beach. So they're working hard on it. Remember, there's crews are working, so as the citizens go back over to the island, just be cognizant of the folks that are working and do your part to make sure that they have the ability to continue to work without delay. They do think that they're going to have a significant percentage, maybe over 25% of customers that can receive power have the lights on this week, maybe as early as tomorrow. And this will be things like fire stations, include things like fire stations, the elementary school, and then portions of neighborhoods in the central portion of Sanibel and Captiva. And they're going to continue to do that. Obviously, the customers need to be restorable. If you're not restorable, then you're going to have an electrician go in there and fix some of the things that were destroyed. Now, Upper and North Captiva should expect the restoration efforts to take a little bit longer. They had an underground grid, and you know, the underground actually performed very well in many parts of Florida. The problem is, you know, this was basically ground zero, so a lot of that got torn up and is requiring a complete rebuild. So they're working hard on it, but that is likely going to take, that will likely be done sometime in November. So we've had a great effort from the FDOT team, first responders, power companies to make repairs, remove debris, rebuild infrastructure for areas that have been impacted severely by Hurricane Ian. I want to thank the crews for FDOE. They did cut and toss operations, not just in this area, but throughout the entire state. And that has really helped pave the way for folks to come in here and work. And I also want to thank the folks that were involved in this effort, who were contracted out to do it. They're going to be talking about this for a long time. I mean, I think like people in other parts of the country instinctively know if this had happened in some of their tape, it would have taken 6 months just to get through the red tape. I mean, there is no way they would have rebuilt a causeway in 3 weeks. So I think it's great for the residents here to be able to get back. I also think it's something that shows a little bit of a can-do spirit for a change, and maybe we should just focus on getting things done and not be mired in bureaucracy all the time. So we're going to continue to work really hard on all these efforts. I'm excited about the progress. I understand that there's a lot of days ahead, but the camaraderie and the teamwork and the unity has been fantastic. And I think that that's a testament to the folks down here and the folks that have been working on this effort. So, all right, we're going to hear from a number of people, starting with our FDOT Secretary, Jared Perdue.
Thank you, Governor, and again, thank you for your leadership. It's incredibly gratifying to be here today and have been part of this historic partnership. Getting the Sanibel Causeway open so quickly as we have just done is due to Governor DeSantis' unconditional support and leadership that brought all these pieces together. It's really incredible what you can accomplish when you cut through the red tape, as the governor mentioned, and you align behind a common set of goals, a common mission to help people. And people on this project truly have worked together day in and day out, many sleepless nights. What many thought would take 6 months, the governor pushed us to do it faster, and we delivered, and incredibly proud to be part of this team, Governor. Thank you. Operations at this project site have literally been 24/7 for the past 15 days to get the work done. Today marks 10 days ahead of our originally planned schedule. And as you heard, the resources and people that it took to do this that the governor mentioned, it truly is amazing. I can't mention enough how proud I am of our FDOT team and our contractors, and a huge thanks is also owed to all of our partners. To name a few, Lee County, Ajax Paving, Superior Construction, Demoya Construction, and Vulcan Materials helped deliver this project. Director Kevin Guthrie with DEM has been an incredible support mechanism through this entire response. The Florida Highway Patrol has been there with us day in and day out. Lee County Sheriff's Office has been incredible support. The City of Sanibel and the Federal Highway Administration, who's actually been at the table with us the whole time working through solutions. While work here has been underway, FDOT and Lee County have also been performing temporary repairs on 4 other county-owned bridges in Lee County on the south side of Fort Myers Beach. Temporary repairs at Big Carlos Pass, Big Hickory, Little Carlos Pass, and New Pass are also complete and now open to residents, and again speaks to the governor's leadership in tearing down barriers and getting things done so people can recover quicker. As you can see, our team is no stranger to a challenge, and when these challenges impact the very well-being of our fellow Floridians in some of their most difficult moments in life, our team has stepped up and plans to be here every step of the way. Thank you, Governor. Proud to be on this team.
Okay. Mayor Holly Smith.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here on what will prove to be one of our days in history for Lee County and for the city of Sanibel. I'm glad you're a part of it. On September 28th, Hurricane Ian cut a swath of destruction throughout our beautiful sanctuary island that was unprecedented. The storm surge, ranging from 8 to 12 feet, pushed homes from their foundations, while winds broke through structures and stripped the foliage from our lush vegetation. The combination of wind and storm surge cut off Sanibel's lifeline to the mainland when it breached the causeway in 5 places. As we assess the damage from boats and photographs, the sheer magnitude of the repairs settled in, and we prepared ourselves for many months of reconstruction as we began to plan for barge and ferry service. But on October 4th, Governor Ron DeSantis charged the Florida Department of Transportation with making temporary repairs to the causeway by the end of October. Because of the governor's leadership and determination, and because of the technical and project management expertise within DOT, we will, within minutes, reconnect Sanibel Island to the shores of Lee County and expedite our recovery from this hurricane. I want to thank Governor DeSantis for being a man of action and delivering not only the repairs to this causeway in record time, but also for directing all of the state's agencies to assist Sanibel and Southwest Florida in the most expeditious and comprehensive response effort ever undertaken. I also want to thank FDOT Secretary Perdue, FDOT District Secretary L.K. Nadum, and project engineer Katie Sherrard, as well as the army of men and women who rebuilt this causeway, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to ensure Sanibel's transportation and economic network was revived. I thank my friend Lee County Commissioner Chair Cecil Pendergrass, the entire County Commission, the staff of the County Manager's Office, and the Lee DOT for their close work and collaboration with Governor DeSantis and FDOT to eliminate any barriers, float barges, and literally build bridges. Finally, I want to thank Governor DeSantis and Kevin Guthrie, Director of the Florida Division of Emergency Management, for quickly providing Sanibel with people, generators, food, technical expertise, services, boats, and barges that were so critical to the initial search and rescue operations and response efforts that our island community required. Today is a day where our sunrises are going to be a little bit brighter and our sky will become a little bit bluer, as it's a day that transforms and accelerates the recovery for each and every Sanibel resident, business, and property owner. On behalf of the Sanibel community, my colleagues on our City Council, our City Manager, Dana Souza, and all of our dedicated staff, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Governor DeSantis for showing us that actions do speak louder than words. Thank you, Governor. Thank you very much.
All right, Cecil Pendergrass.
Thank you. Good morning, Cecil Pendergrass, Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, and a lifelong resident here in Lee County. I'd first like to thank the Governor and all his staff for the determination to get this done. This gateway to Sanibel is known worldwide. No matter where you go in the world, everybody knows Sanibel and Captiva. And this gives the residents of Lee County hope. 3 weeks ago, this storm devastated Lee County, and we'll be forever remembered for that. But as we stand here today, this shows the residents of Lee County there is hope. We will build. We'll remember the ones we lost, and we will be better after all this. So again, thank you to Lee County. Thank you to all the workers here this morning for getting this job done, for coming across the country. Again, thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, Troy Thompson. Of course.
My name is Troy Thompson, Sanibel Island, born and raised. I came over the causeway the first day I was born. Living and working on Sanibel means everything to me. It's something that I'm most proud of. My father started the Lazy Flamingo 35 years ago at Blind Pass. Later on, he met my mother in the same restaurant, and until the hurricane, I lived upstairs. It has been our way of life since I was born, since he had started the restaurant. This is how we make a living. It's not a vacation spot for us, but it's our home. This is where I'm now raising my own daughter, my own family. The causeway is our lifeline, and without it, we have no opportunity to get back to the island, to get back to our homes. We've been stranded in town for 3 weeks now, and it means everything to get back. Our lives have literally stopped with the causeway falling. Hearing the causeway fell was like hearing a family member had died. It was a punch in the face. You just couldn't get home. It did not seem real at all. I could never imagine seeing my hometown the way it is now. While I know the island has a long way to go to recover, opening the causeway is a monumental step to returning us to our way of life and getting us back home. I want to thank Governor DeSantis and every single person that has helped us get home. I'd like to thank the council, our city manager as well, and just thank you, Governor, for taking out all the stops and doing everything you possibly can to get us home and returning us to our way of life. I will never, ever take a ride over the causeway for granted again. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Very much.
Thank you, Governor. I appreciate your leadership and your continued support of the division and the State Emergency Response Team. To Jared and all of our responders, thank you so much for serving the residents here in Sanibel. Under Governor DeSantis' leadership, we have all hands on deck to support survivors and the opening of the Sanibel Causeway to the public, and this is a perfect example of that dedication. Now residents and businesses can return to their properties and begin their road to recovery. As you return, know that the division and all of the State Emergency Response Team and resources are ready to support you. At the heart of this on Sanibel Island is the state's logistical staging area, located at the Sanibel Community Church, and we will be there until the job is done. While many responders have been on Sanibel Island working tirelessly to bring back the power, water, and other necessities, opening the island to residents allows us to address your unmet needs directly. As infrastructure inspections continue on the island, we are filling requests for generators so that critical facilities can reopen. Those generators are here now on Sanibel Island. The state has nearly 300 debris management sites to reduce debris and remove it from impacted areas. As the bridge reopens, we are still conducting barge missions to ensure that all the resources and personnel can continue their hard work on the barrier islands. I do want to let you know that we will have challenges. For instance, cable services. The fiber network has been severed underneath the bay here. It is going to take a long time to do that. However, the governor and his leadership has already told me, Kevin, let's get it figured out. Let's get with Jamie Grant, get Starlink over here and see how we get things done. So you will be seeing Starlink units deployed to the island. I am proud of the quick and efficient work that has been done underneath the governor's leadership and for the partnership between our agencies. I've never seen anything like the partnership that we have with our agencies as we continue to collaborate with our residents in their time of need. Today is day 31 of the State Emergency Response Teams and the Division's activation. And to the personnel of the State Emergency Response Team and the Division of Emergency Management, I thank you very much for your support to help the residents of Lee County and the residents across the state. The division will continue to be present every step of the way. We are not a flash-in-the-pan agency. We will be here for years to come. The Division of Emergency Management, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Environmental Protection, and many, many more will be here with you until this job is completely done. And yes, that will be years from now. Governor, we do this because of your leadership, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, starting at 11 a.m., This is going to be restored, the access for residents, and so we look forward to everybody being out. But I think we do have a preview, so I think we can go ahead and start letting the folks go ahead and get across there. There they go. All right. All right, enjoy everybody. We look forward to seeing the residents get back in where they need to be.